What's up? It's me, Erroxxy, your favorite content creator. What's up, my errors and glitches? Today, we're doing something a little different. From my gaming videos and my animations, today, I am doing, well, you can see here on screen, the big topic. It's something that I've been seeing a lot because of the people I follow and so on and so forth. But the big topic is prefacedly being, how do I put this? I'm going to be talking about, well, I guess in short, today's topic, guys, will be dating and or that world. So, let's get into the big topic. That's not how you spell topic. I just realized that. Okay, dokie. Sorry about that. There we go. Now it's spelled correctly. A little bit. Alrighty. So, I'm here with two of my best friends. That would be Erroxxy-Wolf. People may know that name. Go check them out. I should remember to link their stuffs in the bottom, but if I don't sweat it. Go look them up. And then my other friend, Silverheart. So, Chiel, my good friend, you are relatively experienced in the world of dating, purely because you are in a relationship. And so, today's topic, the big topic, I'm going to be saying that a lot, so get used to that, is about the world of, well, dating. And mostly, what not to do when you're either in a long-term married relationship, and this is a blanket topic. So if you know stories from people and so on and so forth, feel free to share them. I will share a few of my own personal, because I can guarantee say that nobody is perfect in a dating scenario. For example, like, I don't know. There are people who get both ends of the spectrum, who are both get their world of dating shit on, and sometimes inadvertently shit on their own dating world. It happens all the time. It's not uncommon. But I'll let you, if you want to start with your own story. If not, we can just get into the main topic. Go ahead.
You definitely don't for your partner.
Mm-hmm. Also, I would like to ask if you could turn your mic up a little bit. Just purely because you're very quiet and it's going to not be heard in the main audio.
I wish you could.
Oh, there you go. As long, or either just move the mic closer or whatever. However you have to. It's just so the audio doesn't, decide to die. It does that sometimes. I'm also going to hope that this time my recording software doesn't decide to queue out on me. That happened last time.
Oh.
Yeah, if you watch my recent video, for those of my channel members who subscribed, by the way, shout out to all the people who've subscribed recently. We are at 54 subscribers. So go check out the latest video that I posted besides this one, which is my showcase for my Spookytober animatronics. Go check those out because they'll be. I'll probably link it in the video, but go check that out on the channel. Watch the video. It shows a bunch of my new and 4 of my old models. But yeah, that's a little thing that I did. Anywho, that's a little plug. Also, for you viewers who are watching this, go check out Chiel Draws. They make some amazing art. They also do commission art, so go check them out. Support them. But yeah. We will be back in a moment.
Most likely push away from you and distance themselves and find somebody else in the meantime while you're still dating. And that'll just cause into a fallout relationship. There's also ones where the person is more absorbed into the other, and that can become really unhealthy at some points, like let's say smothering to the point where like you're not allowed to go see your friends, not allowed to see family, it's always 24/7. That's also not good. It can cause the partner to be quite stressed about it and decide to cut things off.
That is very good advice, I gotta say. And perfectly on topic. And I do want to say this to you, that this is not specifically, like, that's the blanket topic. But feel free to branch off of the dating world. That's Oh, hello.
La la.
Welcome back. Hang on. Hold
now
on.
I'm with the headphones.
Where have I heard? Do anybody know? There's a specific audio clip from a video. No, it's a game. Sorry, game. Where, what game is it? Anyways, the line is "Welcome back," and I sound just like that guy in the game. Hang on, I gotta find it.
While you do that, I'm turning my tongue blue.
You still eating that, huh?
Hmm?
You're still eating that, huh?
Mm-hmm.
You're so childish. I love you.
It tastes like blue raspberry.
My tongue is blue. Dabba dee dabba da.
Go cry me a river.
I can't
Make me a
find it.
sandwich.
Wow.
I know that I've
Let's go.
played the game, I think, and in the game, anyways, there's a guy who says "Welcome back," and it says it in that tone. And I was just saying, and when I said "Welcome back," I'm like, "Hang on, I sound just like that dude." Anyways, I don't know what the game is. I'd have to go through my Steam library and check. But anyways, that's not important. Silverheart, welcome back. And I don't know if you heard the topic, so I will quickly. Hang on. Yeah.
What we are doing right now?
Basically,
I'm kinda
what to
lost.
do and what not to do.
Talk show is what we're doing. In short.
Okay.
There's.
I mean,
you don't have to commit to
relationship
anything.
ways.
Yeah, go ahead. Talk. Sorry, I don't want to talk over you.
Relationship ways, on my point of view, is more. How can I say it? They are hard. In all the aspects. They can be. How can I say it? We should start from the initiate because love is a different thing. Love is weird. For each person, you love a person differently than you love another one. So let's say like there's no like a good advice for a general love because most of them are different because are different persons.
Mhm.
But
People.
let's say like yeah, let's say like in a relationship, there's a lot of red flags that people know. On my point of view, the most red flags are like I had an ex-partner that used me and he was not a really good person. I trusted him. I really loved him a lot, and I tried to be and stick around them for even if I was getting hurted. And that's a really
Mhm.
toxic behavior from me
Mhm. And that is
because I was hurting myself and
it's.
mm-hmm.
I do want to say this, and because again this is going to be like I don't want to go too much. So like for example, I do want to say this before you finish. You can after I'm done talking. I just want to preface this. Whatever you say, feel free to hold back. Like I don't like when most people say, "Oh, don't hold back on information." Feel free to be like, "Oh, this might be super personal, like way too personal." I like for us three are
I'm
fine
an open
hearing
book.
it. It's just
I'm
for
an
the sense
open
that
book.
it will.
Depends on the things that I can say or I can't.
I'd say anything that would be
Like mostly like
like like for example, this is going on my channel. So whatever you say, you can say it. It isn't. It's up to you what you want to
PG-13.
share.
Let's say it like that.
Yeah. So
Okay.
and to put the topic that exact of being in a relationship that you like know is toxic, or at least like you can tell it's toxic, but it is a odd sense that, and I'm sure people who are watching this,
I mean,
you guys,
in a lot of persons, they how can I say it? Let's say like when I start a relationship in general, even today, I am scared most of the times. Why? Because I've been in really toxic relationships, and my mind can make some jokes as well and think that the relationship that I am in it could be toxic. Some tips that I gave to like some friends, they asked me like how a relationship should like start. I think like just be yourself. In general, try to talk about your topics. If the person is interested, they will follow up. And the same things go for the other person. And really most important thing is listen. The key of a relationship is listen. Listen to the other person. To the other person feelings, to the other person topics. Because if you show interest in a person, that person will stick forever.
Mm-hmm. And
Because the most important thing in a relationship is obviously conversation, socialize with the partner, and especially hearing it.
And I'm trying to find
One of the major ones, I would say.
Sorry, I am listening. And again, even if I'm not listening, it goes on to the main topic, so that's good. I'm trying to. How do you start an activity on this? Oh, there's a button here. There. Cue the pause for a second. Pause over. Button. That did not. YouTube. Yeah. Okay. Because it launched the activity. Yeah. Never mind. Not gonna have an activity. Anyways, I was trying to get YouTube up and running. It didn't work, which is fine. But what I wanted to talk about is I saw this thing today while I was just because I am as a YouTuber. I also browse YouTube. No YouTuber doesn't browse YouTube. I don't know anybody except like Markiplier, but even he does it. Everyone watches stuff, and for example, so this is what
I think everyone does that.
yeah, this is
Everyone
what
does that.
sparked
YouTube is a
this.
very big information.
Yeah, this is what sparked this topic from my mind, and I find it kind of stupidly hilarious for me, but it also completely caught me off guard in the sense that I did not expect to see this happen. So this has happened countless times actually, but specifically a scenario where this guy, he and his wife have been married for X amount of years. I don't actually think it said how many long, but anyways, they've been married for a while, right? And so what had happened was her mother had seeded a spark of doubt, and I'm not wanting, and I want to say this also because I want to add this because this happens so often in online and real life relationships, like friend relationships, friendships. That's what they're called. And where someone will be like, "Oh, I'm religious," but also. And then someone immediately hears the word, "Oh, I'm religious," and goes, "Oh, are you some religious converter Christian? Oh my gosh, that's gross." And then they dump the friend, and the friend is like, "The fuck? I'm just telling you, I believe in a God." Like, it's not like, "Oh, I'm Christian. By the way, you now require to be Christian." I don't know who or where that started, and I can tell you it happens really often, actually. It's sad. And I don't know who started this, but it's stupid.
I have a friend who's actually really quite like that. Who's believes in a god, but doesn't go ahead spreading it everywhere. I'm actually really good friends with this person. Unfortunately, Silverheart is not. They only met them once, but yeah.
That's fair.
Are really religious, and they were surprised to hear that I was also religious. They were more surprised to hear that because they didn't expect it at all with my actions.
Yeah, I didn't know that actually until now. So that's news to me as well.
What?
But I didn't know that actually until now. I suspected it kind of, but not really. I'm not super surprised, but to say I'm not surprised at all would be a lie. But. So
quite the understatement, yeah.
Yeah. So to keep on that topic is to add to the fact that so anyways, back to what I was saying about the dating. So the mother seeded this seed, and so when I say that there's a religious term in like Christians where they say they seeded something, it means they planted an idea. It also means in general. It's not a religious term specifically. It also means it's a general term. Seeding an idea means you plant the idea in their mind and then it grows. That's how seeds work. It's not specifically religion, but that word does get used in religion actually relatively often. But it's used in a different context, which I'm not going to explain because it's not pertinent to this specific big topic. I'm going to be saying that a lot. Get used to that. But anyways, so the mom said, "Oh, you should put aside money in case shit goes to the fan. You should have a backup plan. Preface this for whoever listens to my videos. Don't do this! You are an idiot if you do this. Do not backup plan. If you are married, you have committed to that human being. Don't set up a backup plan. If you have a backup plan, you're not committed. You're saying my vows didn't matter, which is very bad. Anyways, so to the story. So the husband was busting his chops. He was working 2 jobs to provide for her, and so she would, in a business term, embezzling would be the term for it. So she was taking $750, I think, a week from the earnings and putting it away. And this is where there's a concept. I don't know if you guys heard of this term. Is our money, her money. Have you heard of that term before?
Mm-hmm.
Yep. And it is not a good thing. It's our money, our money. It's and this happens often with there's a reason why a lot of men don't date. And I'm technically, I don't know how to classify myself, but right now, but anyways, that exact scenario is for long-term relationships, or planned long-term. So, like, like a few months, it doesn't matter, because you're still in the dating phase. But once you've hit that, I'm going to say year month. I'm going to say that year marker. Once you've been together a year, there's pretty much, you're planning on making it stay longer. Sometimes it hits the year and actually everything goes to shit. And it does happen actually relatively often. But once you hit about a year or two, you're planning to stay for a relatively good amount of time. Anyways, so this happens really often actually, and it's sad. But our money, her money. Anyways, the woman did what the mother said. Really bad idea, because that mother is a tard. I won't put the re in it, but I'll just say it as it is. She's a tard. Oh, she's a tard. And anyways, this led to, that wasn't what led to the breakup. That was, but not the reason immediately. So anyways, she started that, and the husband worked 2 jobs, busted his chops to provide, right? As a husband should. And a lot of people will say, oh, that's real marriage normative. It is how a marriage fucking works, and that's a heterosexual marriage. I don't care about the other ones because I'll touch on them later in the video. But a man and a woman, traditionally, I'm using that word, so anybody's like, oh, you're not being inclusive. Shut up. I'm using the traditional terms. A man and a woman, by tradition, is woman, depending on how the dynamic was set. It's always set. It's not demanded, and well, depending on the relationship type. And it's usually the man works, and the woman, either she also works, but there's always a specific, everyone says 50-50. It's really not, though. It's not like 75, it's more like 65-35. It's still almost 50-50, but by tradition, man usually has the say. In normal, like in same-sex ones, it can be a little iffy, but usually there's someone who takes the dominant role, and someone who takes the basically equivalent of the husband role and the wife role. It's tradition. It's how power play works. That sounds so wrong. It's not meant to be, but in the sense that there's that power play that's at play, where men traditionally take the leader mantle, which is how actually everything is run. How it's not a matriarchy, it's a patriarchy, and that's what most places have. And but what always should happen, and I say should because it doesn't happen enough, and it pisses me off. I'm not old enough to get into a long-term relationship yet, but to say the fact that it still pisses me off as a almost 19-year-old, it should be concerning to anyone older, because I'm seeing it now and going, man, that's fucked. Anyways, where what happens is either a woman says, oh, I don't want any responsibility. All you, man, you take everything, and I'm going to sit back here, twiddle my thumbs, and basically take your money. I'm going to go do shit I want to do, and if I decide one day you're no longer satisfying, I'm going to leave you and take your money. That's what happens in horrible, really common marriages these days. And it's sad to see. But some men precaution this and see this coming and immediately kind of say, fuck you, I'm going to take my money with me. And it's happened, and now we see women online, I don't know if you've seen the videos, that's all I see on my channel, where, you see men not dating at all. And so women are like, oh my gosh, why are there no good men? You know why? Because they see the shit and go, yeah, I'm not going near that, thanks. And it happens. It's been happening. And
it still happens.
It still happens. And the fucked up part is, if you see, and I'm going to use this term because I don't call them normal women. TikTok women. YouTube women, chronically online morons, which are these women who have created this. And so you get these TikTok women who are shitting on good women, like Silverheart, good woman, like, don't get better than that. And then you have TikTok women who are like, I want my man to make $1 bajillion. That's not possible, but you get the point. I want a man that will make infinite amount of money because I am a hoe. And so that happens. Anyways, back to the original story because I'm going to dawdle a lot. It happens. I have ADHD. But anyways, so leading up, while he's working, he gets almost killed in an accident. Something happens. He gets almost fatally injured. That's terrible. He gets fired because of it. That sounds bad, but he can't work, and the job probably couldn't pay him on leave. So they had to fire him. There was nothing that could be done. Anyways, so they were struggling financially. And I think they were able to stay afloat because they did. But anyways, he recovered. Or no, sorry. I missed an entire step. She had to get a job because of that exact fact. That's pretty common. So no beef about that. And so with that exact thing, so she worked, made money, blah 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 blah. He recovered, and he immediately said, "Honey, love, my wife, I will go back to working. You stay as a stay-at-home wife." And they were fine with that. That was their dynamic this entire time. Anyways, so he went back to working 2 jobs. Or sorry, I think the 2 jobs came after the accident. But to preface this, he still worked 2 jobs. That's a lot. But anyways, he worked 1 job, got injured, got laid off, then recovered, and started working 2 jobs to pay back for, financial blah, 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 blah. And then he also worked Uber. So technically 3 jobs. Technically, if you count Uber as a job, because it is, I guess, a job. But that was on his free time. So it was like a side hustle, I guess. And anyways, they were struggling hard. Like, really badly. So he had to go through their finances. Can you see what's coming here, folks? Shit's about to hit the fan, and it's major. Anyways, he finds multiple transactions to a separate account from her. He asks her, so this man is like fucking role model figure. He has worked 4 jobs in the last X amount of time. He makes sure she has whatever shit she needs. That's a husband there for you, my fans. Bro, that's the man you want. He's gonna provide for you, make sure you're accounted for. That doesn't leave you out of anything. Which, if I was gay, I want that man, but I'm not. But that aside, so
Nervous there, eh, buddy?
So she breaks down, tells him the whole story, and he immediately is hurt. That's respectable. He has been providing for her, and she has been in the equivalent of embezzling money. It's not a legal firm, so it's not embezzling, but it's the same concept of taking money. You get the point. And so, with that exact thing, so he breaks down, is hurt, and he says, I cannot right now. I'm going to live with my brother. I'm going to go stay with my brother for a little bit. Blah, 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 blah. Some other words were said. Nothing expletive. Just, he said, I have to go. I can't right now. A little bit later, he said, you have hurt me in every way possible. So, I cannot with you right now. I think he actually said, like, we're done, but it wasn't said in the video. But basically, we're done. You hurt me in every possible way imaginable. And so the mom, I'm going to use very vulgar language in this video, so preface that. That cunt then said, see, that's what the money's for. You fucked that relationship. Your daughter had probably the best man you can find in a relative dating world. And I say relative because there are not always that men, and there are better men, granted. So, like, a honorable man, I'll say that much. And, it doesn't go into any further after that. But in other words, to circle back from the entire story, she royally shoved a metal pole up her own ass and out her mouth because she royally butt-fucked herself in every way imaginable. Now, I'll turn to my 2 friends. Your say on the story. Go ahead.
Wow.
Yeah, I was also speechless when I heard that. I'm like, wow, that really, huh? Um,
That is what. That is pretty wild.
it
I don't even know what to say about it.
yeah,
I don't know either.
and I want to preface this. That wasn't the only one. There was how many others? There was so there's another one that's same story, like same scenario, but a little different. Oh, by the way, I didn't explain the figures. The woman had put away $47,000. I didn't put that into the. I didn't say that. They were struggling financially. She had saved up 47K. That's a big number, and she hadn't spent a single dime of it. So, if you were like, "Oh, the man shouldn't have done that," she had saved up. All you fans out there who might be doubting this woman, most of you probably won't be, but those of you who are like, "Oh, maybe she, maybe overreaction," 47K. That's enough to pay off a lot of stuff. That's like even in like the modern inflation rates, that's still a lot of money. $47,000. The big ones. And yeah. So he had every right to be pissed with her. And he wasn't actually pissed. He wasn't seething angry. He was destroyed that she had saved up so much money and didn't even tell him and didn't pay any bills when they were sinking. That's fucked up. And there's another story, same exact scenario, but like slightly different. Anyways, man comes back from work after getting a bank statement. It's not told what it was about, but the conversation is about the same thing, where he says, the fuck is this? You're saving up $20,000 while they are, again, all these relationships are sinking, being like blah, blah, blah. But you see the first woman in the first story, she was detrimented to realize she fucked herself, right? She wasn't entitled. She realized she real butt fucked herself real good. This next woman, you know what she did? Quite the fucking opposite. She said, I need to make sure that I'm good in case we ever break up. Blah, blah, blah. And yes, if you're wondering, it's a black woman. No, it's not a race thing. Women do this. And it's some, not all. I want to preface this. I'm not painting all women bad. There are bad women. Just like in this specific scenario, it's women who are really fucking stupid and make really bad decisions. And then they go, huh, that was a bad decision, oi. Yeah, what'd you fucking think? And it happens. It's really stupid and it's funny as shit to listen to. But it happens. Because, I usually have a reason. I don't know the reason for this one. If anyone wants to give me a reason, please do, because I don't understand it. But, it's real unfortunate. Sorry, it's real unfortunate. That was a horrible voice crack.
What happened?
I don't know. That was embarrassing.
What happened for 2 seconds?
It's,
Sounds like me when I said something and like I was doing a deep voice for like a remainder of the night and I was trying to get high again, like trying to higher my voice and I went like she just
I remember
but-
that day. Oh no, we don't talk about that day right now. We're recording. That was so funny though.
And so there's that whole bit of and I will give my advice from a person who has never been in a marriage before, but has been in a few relationships that were not financial in any state, because it's teenage relationships. It's different. But don't do that. Ladies, women, wives of the world, whoever listens to this, which I doubt are going to be wives, but for those who are, and yes, I'm an inexperienced 18-year-old dude who posts gaming and animation videos online. So take it with a grain of salt. But also, ladies, don't do this. For the sake of men, don't do this. Like, and this is a thing that pisses me royally off. That this whole generation, and I'm not specifically saying Gen Z or Gen Alpha, I'm talking about the adults. Yeah, you people who are old and gray-haired and really stupid sometimes, don't do this. It's stupid. And I'm talking about 40-plus-year-olds. And the people who are like 30-something in the dating world. Or married. No, yeah, so 40, old people, in a sense. Don't do this. Don't embezzle money from your significant other and or husband and or wife and or life partner. Just, if you're thinking about doing this, think again. And I'm not saying that as like a threat. I'm saying that because you will thank me when you're later in your life and you're gonna go, maybe I should do this. Maybe I should put some money away for myself. Don't. You'll thank me later. You'll thank the 18-year-old nobody knows way later in your life. You'll go, that kid really saved my marriage. Yeah, you'll thank me. Don't thank me now. Trust me, when you're dying of old age and you went, I'm so glad I didn't put away money. Yeah, you'll thank me. But, moving on from that, unless you guys will have more to add to this specific, section of the topic, we'll move on to the next part. Unless you guys have anything to say about it at this exact moment in time. So yeah, feel free to say something right now before we move on.
No, I don't have anything to add at all. For the reason that there's actually not much to say about it. It's like, it's harsh, it's hard, it's a message, and it's a beautiful message. But usually people, even if there's a message, people are just content to a distraction than to hear a message. That's what breaks my heart the most. Because when I think about the relationship, I think about love, I think about sacrifice, I think about... It could be relationship as a marriage, because I'm gonna be honest, okay?
Go ahead. This is what this is
The
all
love,
about.
it's something on my point of view that sadly goes down and dies. Like the passion. No, I'm sorry, not love. The passion. Because love and passion are two different things. Okay? But the rest of the how it's called, feelings, they stays up. The respect, the happiness for another person. Like on my point of view, love itself, the word love, for me, are no more or less, because for each person is different. Even in the topic, like, what is love for you? And a person go like, oh, love for me is this, love for me is that. And other people goes in different ways as well. On my point of view, love is literally all the feelings conditioned by one person. So let's say like, I am happy for that person, okay? Because they did something really great for their life, and I'm really happy for them. I'm really sad for that person because happened something really bad to them, so I'm worried about them. Okay? I care about that person. I'm angry at that person because they did something so stupid that it could hurt them, and so I'm worried worried about them. So for me, love is, let's say, like all the feelings conditioned by one person. It could be a son, a daughter, it could be your wife, it could be whoever. But conditioned with one person. So love is, yes, I'm not talking about only relationships, I'm talking about in general. Now, talking about relationships in the topic of passion, the passion does die. Like after like you met the person in your state, like the good first month or like the good year or two, can you have that passion, that burning passion that you have the person because you love them so hard. After a long term, that passion dies. It dies for scientific reasons of mental reasons, but it does.
Yeah, it does.
After a long while of relationship, it does. It's sad, but it's the truth.
And the
only thing that it's sad is usually people confuses passion with love.
Yes. And I want to take exactly that because I could have not asked for a better transition into the second part of this, which is the, I guess, Section 1, because that was Section 0. Section 1, aka, and I have been a fault of this, cheating! And it could not have been a better transition into this. Cheating. It happens a lot. And I've seen a lot of videos. I don't remember any specific ones at this moment. I can guarantee you I will start remembering them as we talk. But, what was it? There was a specific story. I don't remember the exact, but it was something along the lines of, oh, I think. Oof. Anyways, you guys go first while I remember. So whoever wants to talk about cheating, go ahead. While I think.
Well, I have never cheated a day in my life, but I have been cheated on and accused of cheating. During that experience, I noticed some signs that you would notice particularly in cheating, such as like person drifting away or being less intimate with you or less lovey-dovey. There are leading signs to know that the person is cheating, such as distance, the way they talk, if they use your name instead of the designated lover's name, or whatever your partner would call you at the beginning of dating. You would notice some drifting, and it almost seemed like you guys aren't together, but you guys are like close friends. It'll only seem like that. And there was a lot of pain to accompany that. And being accused of cheating is the worst.
It is, and I've been on both sides, and I will, and people are gonna see me as a shitty person because of this, and I am. It is a shitty thing to do, and I made a really big mistake, and what I see happen is, and I'm not going to gender profile this because men and women cheat. I can guarantee you, I'm at least one, and yes, it's a horrible thing to admit, and I'm willing to admit it. Not because I want to self-deprecate, because I'm at peace. Well, I'm not, but I'm at terms with what I did was real fucked up, and I regret it still because the woman it was, oh boy, I could have chosen literally anybody else. I wouldn't. And the blanket best would have been don't do what I did, because I've learned from what I did and don't do it. But I'll talk about my story in a minute. But I want to talk about. Something. Oh, go ahead.
I want to add a little something because about talking about the topic of cheating, I had cheated one time because I had really toxic relationship in the past to the point that I thought cheating, like my brain thought that cheating was normal for a long while, until one day one person I made actually a person cry, and no, hold up, I did cheat this one time with this person here, because I've been cheated on a lot of times and I've been crying about it until I literally kinda did get used to it. Let's say it like that. When I went to another relationship, and I'm talking about years ago, I was a kid still, I was like 17 I think. When I get to another relationship with a girl called Raquel, I cheated on her with someone else. And what happened was that I told Raquel about it because I thought it was the right thing to do, but we didn't have any open relationship or anything. I just wanted to be honest about it. I didn't flinch of telling her about it. She felt horrible. I heard her crying. I've been on her side for a good 2 weeks after we break up because she felt horrible. She felt horrible about it. Afterwards, I did knew that she cheated on me as well, because now we are friends and we talk about it in the past, and she told me that she cheated on me too. But she felt horrible that the fact that I did it, because she was not expecting that from me. So we
Payback.
had this talk. Yeah, I don't even know. No, it's not payback. She cheated on me before I cheated on her. Like, she felt horrible that I did it because she was not expecting that from me. At the end of the day, we laugh about it, and we continue our life. She have a kid now, and she's pretty okay. But like, what I want to say is, I didn't know that cheating was really bad. Okay, but I've been cheated on so much times. Boom, I get used to it. I cheated on this person. I made this person cry. That was the worst thing that I could ever see. Because I love this person a lot. I loved Raquel a lot, and what happened was that seeing someone that I love crying because of a mistake that I did, that break me down.
Yes, I can agree. I was there, and that's another thing I actually want to add to this exact, because seeing we're on the topic of cheating, this is something that that never gets talked about because it doesn't. something that I have to say pisses me royally off is we only ever see one side, usually, of cheating, and that's the woman or the man, but there's always only one thing we see, and that's the person who cheated not giving a fuck. They're like, oh, okay, you're sad about this, you got a problem, fix it. Women say that. Men are like, what the fuck is your problem? Like, really? But a lot of men actually don't say that. That's the thing about men cheating. Men, for some reason, do, and it happens with women too. It's not just specifically men, but I see it more in men because it's personally because it's experience for me, but also women. But where what happens is after it happens, they realize, ah, shit, I fucked up. And you don't see that online. That's never talked about. You never hear about somebody who tries to... There's a thing. People don't talk about the good parts or the self-improvement. They only talk about the self-deprecating, self-breaking down. You know, the whole, oh, woe is me. I suck. I should blah, blah, blah. Blah, blah, blah. The whole bullshit about that infuriates me. And what I hate about it is that exact thing. Of people, it only YouTube, TikTok, YouTube Shorts, all those videos of such show the person being like, what's your problem? You didn't give me this, blah, 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 because it's talking about, and I don't know if you guys have heard this term circulating around. I hear it a lot, and it's a very common term nowadays, the term woke, W-O-K-E. It's a very common word nowadays. It's almost become its own fucking... It should become an expletive at this point because it's used so fucking much. Just like the word fuck has become fuck has almost become a common word based on our generation because of how often we use it. It should just be classified as instead of an expletive, just being like oh yeah, that's a word you say like ouch, like, but you don't see on the other hand women, men going, oh my gosh, I hurt you so badly. Oh my god. And what happens, obviously, for most times, they don't want... The person understands, I effed up, I know there's no reconciling this, but can you please forgive me? No. The internet wants us to think that every cheating bastard is a inhuman piece of slimy shit that doesn't deserve the waste of air that they take up. No. YouTube makes us think that every human is terrible. Okay, granted, every human has the capacity to be terrible. I don't think people understand that there's a difference between the term being and the capacity to. They are very different. I'll explain this for the dumb tards online. The term, the capacity to, it's a phrase. Like, for example, a dog... Here, I'll even go for a very, very controversial topic. Pit bulls have the capacity to be highly violent. And people go, oh no, all pit bulls are violent. You're a fucking moron. If you think all pit bulls are evil, I want to shoot you. And I'm not even going to be nice about it. If you think all pit bulls are evil, online, people who are watching this, you should die. Like, legitimately. You should get out of the gene pool, go jump off, leave your genes away. Because my father owns a pit bull. He is the sweetest lump of butter I know. And he kind of looks like a lump of butter because it's how he acts. He lays down and kind of just sits there like a lump of butter. And pit bulls are basically bred. All dogs, but pit bulls are bred to be lumps of butter. They're called nanny dogs. Which, if you wonder what a nanny dog is, because it's slightly off topic, a nanny dog is a dog that doesn't require a lot of attention, will take care of itself, but will also take care of you in your vulnerable moments. So you're down, nanny dog, or you have a job, you can't take it on walks. Nanny dogs don't need walks. You feed them, you're kind to them, you pet them, you give them the love like a normal dog, you're fine. Which a nanny dog, many people might know this dog, the golden retriever, also a nanny dog. I think a golden retriever might be less of a nanny dog because they're relatively they're not as high maintenance, but they can be high maintenance. They're very kind dogs, but they can be a little bit much. Huskies are not nanny dogs. They are hunting dogs, or what are they called? Work dogs. They are required to be worked, as in you need to walk them, you need to play with them, you need to do this, you need to do that. Very bad for people who work at home, like my parents, who don't, they have a at-home job. They work online. which means they can't have a work dog. Then they don't have the time to do that. So a pit bull is perfect. But the downside of being, it's the same concept of, what is it? You are super kind, super nice, but you have the capacity to be very dangerous. And that's what a pit bull is. They're kind, sweet, nice, very good dogs. They just have the capacity to be very strong. Because that's how they're bred. They are bred, I believe pit bulls were actually bred to bull bait. Hence the name pit bull. They bull bait. They bait bulls. Hence why they're so strong. But what happens when humans are morons? Well, people train them to fight. Then you wonder why a fighting dog bites you on the hand. It was trained by a moronic human to fight. It's not the dog's fault. The human was a retard. Or a tard, sorry. And so, that said, back to the point. That happens, like that exact thing. And so, the capacity to do something does not mean you are that thing. It means you have the capability to do this. People aren't inherently evil. They have the capacity to be evil. Hope you people online are understanding the difference between capacity and our being. Like, for example, a lion is a hunter. It doesn't have the capacity to be a hunter. It is a hunter. It is a predator. It will always be a predator. You cannot teach a lion to be vegan. I don't understand why humans are morons. Like, I personally, this is a huge topic these days, I personally don't believe in evolution. That's because I'm Christian and I'm religious, which is probably why. But that aside, I don't understand. Even if we did evolve, we really got the short end of evolution. We became stupider. We gained the ability to destroy everything and lost the ability of intelligence. So, over the last, 200 years, humans have begun getting stupider and stupider and stupider. We have evolved technology and lost brain cells. Can we go back to the times where medicine wasn't in existence, so morons got killed because they were stupid? Because now morons can now be medically treated to not die from being stupid. So they stay alive and make more people stupid. But back in the day, if you're stupid, you get bitten by a rattlesnake, well, bub, you got bitten by a rattlesnake. You're dead. Bye. Thank God, because now you ain't in the gene pool. But now, no, God forbid we let those idiots rule. It makes me mad, because I don't have a way to describe how annoying it is seeing this happen in society. Ugh, it's fucking stupid. But anyways, that exact thing of people having the capacity to cheat, and that exact thing, and what can happen, and what, I don't know, there's always a different motive. It's always different. But, people and have the capacity to cheat for many reasons. A lot of them are stupid. No, okay, scratch that. All of them are stupid. I was gonna say a lot of them. No, none of them ever have a good reason. Even if it seems like a good reason, you realize you could have just broken up. That's the good reason. Oh, I'm gonna cheat because I'm unhappy. Just leave the relationship. And then comes to the point that is sadly having to be spoken about because it doesn't get talked about enough. And it does get talked about way too much, but no one ever recognizes it. That men, women, but it's primarily women in this society, this current society, where they won't leave because their relationship has benefits. And it's, oh my gosh, so sad. And it personally makes me mad because you get, what can happen is a woman masquerades as wife material and will hide all her flaws, all of her negatives, everything. She will put on this amazing mask to look immaculate. And then comes to the relationship part, and it is very lacking. And then the man goes, wait, hold on. Whoa, what the fuck happened here? Well, huh? Well, I got trapped in a loop, and now I can't escape. And then men are locked in this relation. Again, it's not always men. It's women, too. It's like men, women don't specifically do this. Men do, too. Granted, it is more women than men, sadly. But it can happen that it's just that It's men and women. Again, it happens on both times. It's just usually it's more on one side than the other. It's always that. It's usually how history plays out. But with that fact, it's sad. It's unfortunate that people see other people as a living wallet. It's not right. It's not correct. I feel like personally, and either of you can talk anytime. You can overtalk me and say, "Hey, I have a point." Please do. It's what a talk show is. But I think you should look at a person not based on their money or their what's it called? It's not currential. It's financial value. You should look at them for their personality, their behavior, and their material as a partner. If they don't fit as a partner for you, and I don't get this enough, and I don't hear people saying enough, if they are not good relationship material, don't fucking date them! I don't get it. What? Oh, I'm in this toxic relationship. Leave. Oh, but they have money. Shoot yourself. It's mean, but it's true. Literally, I don't want to leave because they have money. Oh, but it's toxic, but they have money. You are subjecting yourself to this then. So, I feel bad for you at the beginning because you go, oh, I'm locked in this loop. Leave. Oh, I could leave, but they have money. Okay, you're just an idiot. Never mind. So, like, I don't... I find it stupid sometimes. And it's just, it's whatever. But, I just find this, it happens often. It does. And actually, that happens as often as a woman who is, a man who is toxic tries to escape, but his woman is either locking him in or does pose this bullshit of, oh, I'm gonna keep something of yours if you try to leave. And this is something that I have to say, men of the world, and people who are in this relationship, not specifically men, women, humans of the world, that are in this, are on the receiving end of this toxicity, if they are holding this item hostage, either it be money, if it's money, it's difficult, but you have to do this. It's either money, an item, something of value. If they are holding it hostage to keep you in a relationship, that item needs to stop being important. If it's a dog, if it's anything, it's going to be unfortunate as hell. It's not going to be great. But if it is something like that, you got to rid it. You either are going to stay in this toxic relationship forever and you're going to want to die, or you say, that thing ain't that important. Me being happy is more important than clothes, my Xbox, my this, my that. If it's money, you're kind of fucked, but you get the point. Don't let an item hold you in a toxic relationship. It happens actually relatively often in the adult world, and it's sad because it's that. And then, so that's all that I have to say for cheating, as from my perspective. Oh, hang on. Let me quickly touch on my story. Hang on, no. I will touch on it after. I want you guys to talk about whatever. If you have anything to add to my point, you go first, because I've talked for the last while.
I was thinking about,
Go ahead.
hold on, I just forgot it.
Go ahead, take your time. I did that, don't worry.
So I was thinking, I forget.
Okay. I was thinking about, like, when you find your person, you want to look for their soul. Me personally, I look for the person's soul, and not their appearance or whatever they have, or nada, niet. I look for what's in their heart. I look for their soul, their personality.
Who they are as a person.
Yes, who they are as a person themselves. And I gotta say, Silverheart here is probably the best decision I've ever made in my entire life.
I can agree.
Some days she can't even make mistakes.
I can agree. For the little time I've known them, they are very good human.
Uh-huh.
And so,
Sorry, my tone changed there.
That's fine. I could tell. But with that, I'll move into my story quickly, and then we can change topics. But so yeah, it's gonna be exposing a little bit, but I won't go into any names. I won't name names. I will just explain the story how it happened. So I'll explain. I'm not gonna explain in the sense that. So here, I'll just get into it. The reason why this happened is I was an idiot, and I didn't realize. I was conditioned mentally and by myself how I thought a relationship should work. I was wrong, and I was in an unhealthy relationship up before this. So to lead up to this, and I'm not blaming the other person. I'm blaming myself still. I'm just explaining why it happened. So before this, I was dating somebody. It was a toxic relationship, and I thought this is how a relationship should happen. So blah 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 blah. I thought this was what should happen. Therefore, I expected my new relationship to act like this. It didn't. Therefore, I assumed something was wrong, and I don't know how to explain it. But anyways, here's how it went. I met this girl, became real good friends with her for like months. I've known her, and so what had happened was a friend of mine had said something along the lines of, "Oh, you two would be perfect together," and I was really, it didn't make me uncomfortable, but I hadn't thought about it, and I didn't actually feel anything of the like, but when they said it, I was so desperate after my last breakup that I was like, "Oh shit, someone who says is perfect for me, I have to take it," and I wasn't thinking, "Oh, what if I actually don't? Like, what if this is not what I actually want at the end? What if I don't want this at the end of the day? What if I want something else?" And so, with that, for a few, like a week or so, up until grad, I was hesitant. Then the day of, or before, last day of my schooling, I asked them out, and they said yes, which was great. We went on a movie date. It was very cutesy. That's how it started.
Awesome.
Yeah, and so, anyways, that happened, and then I guess I will go with the same topic as because I'm religious and you, Cheel, are also. I will say I was tested by either Satan or whoever you believe in. I was tested and failed miserably, like really miserably. When I say bad, there is a failing where it's like, oh no, I screwed up. Then there's like, oh no, I lost a finger from screwing up. And then there's, oh no, I lost $100 from screwing up. Then there's, oh shit, I blew up the world. That was me. I was the oh shit, I blew up the world. That's how bad I fucked up. I really failed. There was a big red button. I pressed it, and it blew up the world. I really made a bad decision. Anyways, this girl in our friend group who... So, this sounds horrible. She's been spreading rumors about me, so I'm not going to be nice. This slut was... So she's in a relationship. She slept around, apparently, behind her boyfriend's back, online. And so she was in a semi-non-committal... She was in a semi-committed, non-committal relationship online with a guy from a different country over Snapchat. That's a lot to say in one sentence. But anyways, and she had a in-person boyfriend. So, if you're thinking, oh, it wasn't entirely your fault, well, or was entirely, yeah. Anyways, it was still my fault. I made this decision. And, but yeah, anyways, they were still a hoe. So, with that said, they did this whole trick that some women do where they're like, the equivalent of, they bat their eyelashes, they shake their booty, blah, blah, blah. You get the point. They make themselves look amazing, and they draw in men. It's the equivalent of being a succubus, which people think of as the character, but a term succubus can actually not always mean the demon. It's also a personality trait, which is horrible. It means you lure in men. Specifically, it's a term towards women. But anyways, so one night I was having a mental breakdown, and the next day during the night I begged them to come over. Blah 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 blah. They said, we don't have to let your girlfriend insert name know. Blah 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 blah. It wouldn't have unless my parents had caught us. Kind of. It wasn't like we were. It was. Anyways, I made a bad decision. Anyways, it wasn't like I had sex. I'm still not having that. So, anyways, that happened, and so they came over. We had a day. Long story short, I got found out. Well, anyways, that happened, and I got in a huge amount of shit from that, which is fair because that's how that should happen. And I don't say what came to me was unjust. It was perfectly just. I fucked up that time, and I realized afterwards, oh shit, I fucked up, and I had hurt my partner really badly. Fast forward to like a week or so ago, the girl that I had cheated on my girlfriend with had started spreading that instead of her coming over to my place, and we mutually agreed to this, she said that I had jumped her and done, well, God knows whatever else to her. That was not true. I did not do that at all. That's not my kind of person. Anybody who knows me in person or online or has known me ever will know, yeah, I don't think I have the capacity to do that. I think I might end myself after I did that because of how much I would hurt the person. Anyways, this is the surprising part, and it surprised me more than anything else. My ex advocated for me, the girl I cheated on. She said, don't you be saying that about so-and-so. Yeah, he fucked up, but you fucked up too. Like, he did not do that. I can tell you that right now. That did not happen. And so, that was a surprise to me, because I would have thought, because of my past relationship, that she would have been like, oh yeah, he did this. I won't go into why it's a dangerous topic to say, because I don't want to say it online, because it could be taken badly. But anyways, it could have been dangerous if that were said more. Anyways, that's my story. I will also go into the time that I think I got cheated on. I'm going to assume I did. But this is also another topic that revolves around cheating. It's not cheating per se, but it leads to cheating. Guy best friend. This is a well-known term. Yes? Guys?
I would like, yeah,
The guy best friend. There, the term is a very common term these days, where it doesn't always mean bad. It can be a good thing, but
me and Cass were just chill buds. We were like homies until that one fateful fucking day where you decided, hey, children are looking mighty smashable today, you know.
He pulled a Drake.
He's worse than Drake.
Yeah, he did a P Diddy. No,
That happens to me quite too much.
Oh, hang on. In what sense?
Yeah.
What do you mean? What do you mean by that? What do you mean by that? You gotta define
Like
that.
most of my friends, like that I used to hang out, that I used to
Okay.
hang out, because I don't hang out with them anymore.
I have to make sure.
What happened was like I am chilling, I'm watching a movie, they go like, and when I was wondering, like, do you want to do it? No. So like there's a lot, even like good friends or like old friends. Usually people they go and ask for it, and I understand. Sometimes people go like, hey, it's been like, I know you for like 5 days and you seem like a really good person, and at that point I'll be like, oh, there you go, it's
5
coming.
days. 5 days.
Yeah. I had a
Well-
person after 1 day asking me for a relationship.
Huh. Well, clearly online dating is going down
For
the
you?
drain.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
This bean asked me out. I was sitting here, all clueless. It took them 3 tries for me to actually process it.
But so
I was
So,
just
like-
literally so clearly.
The most recent one, I started being a friend of a person, got close to the person, and after like I think like 2 days, they asked me out. I was dating, and I was like, no, thank you, I'm good. No, I'm fine. I'm fine with it. Even Charles knows about it. I told them. I'm like, no, I'm good. I'm fine, thank you.
And again,
No,
times
no.
move a lot slower on VR chat than it does out here.
That's true. That's totally true. On VR, let's say like the thing is like, okay, let me open a little parenthesis. Like quote unquote.
Yeah, yeah,
Want to open this little parenthesis about VR chat time because okay, let's say like it will take you, let's say like here from my house to the Zagreb, right? That it's like a place.
yeah. Uh-huh.
It will take me a good 15 minutes of driving. Then I stay there for like a good hour, right? I just buy, do some shopping. Then I call a friend of mine on the phone, and he's like, "Hey, let's go take a drink together." I'll be like, "Okay." So I gotta get to the car, 45 minutes to get to the bar that he wants to go. I stay another hour over there, and how much I spent? Like a good 3 hours or four.
Uh-huh.
Then I need to go back to my house. I spend the other like 40 minutes to get back to my house. I spend the other 5 hours. At the end of the day, like I am tired. I'm just home at that point.
Mm-hmm.
What I did. I did a little bit of shopping, talk to a friend of mine, take a drink, go back home. A
Mm-hmm.
normal day.
Yep.
Okay. What about VR chat? Okay,
Well,
there's no
you go on
driving
VR
time.
chat,
It's just
go into your home, you visit Paris, you decide you want to visit Paris, you just drop in Portal and walk in. You're in
Mhm.
Paris. Then you and friends say, "Hey, you want to go here?" So you go there. And it
I-
takes like literally less than a minute.
I want to hang on. I want
so let's
to.
say like
It's
no,
I
no, no,
wa-
wait.
Mm.
Let me just finish this.
Okay.
Let's say like you cut the time that you do on driving by loading a world. Let's say like that.
Yeah,
Now
yeah.
it sounds like a stupid topic. It sounds like something like okay, it's kind of it's kind of off topic, but I'm gonna say this. Why time is lower on VR chat? Time is lower on VR chat because you see more images that you would see in real life.
Mm.
And that's why time is way slower on VR chat because you see more things than you should see on in real life because it takes less time. Plus, the VR headset it gives you a lot of illusions,
Mm-hmm.
and time it can be an illusion as well. If you like, let's say like you go to school and time go really really slow.
Mm-hmm.
You like you keep looking at the clock. You'd be like, oh my god, it feels like an hour, but it just passed 5 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Let's say like you're having fun with your friends, right? And it's past 2 hours, but you feel like it passed only half of an hour.
Yeah, yeah. I get that.
The thing is, the time is an illusion most of the time
It
because you
time
don't
is an illusion.
feel like your brain. Exactly, your brain does calculate time differently in base of what you're interested or not.
Mm-hmm.
On a VR headset, okay? On a VR headset, the time get really tricky because you feel like it passes more time inside of the headset when you take off the headset. Let's say I've been on VR chat for good 4 days,
Mm-hmm.
and for me, it felt like I've been on VR chat for a week or two.
Yeah, yeah.
Most of people that start VR chat a long time ago, let's say like me, that I started VR chat for 5 years, right? I started playing on VR for 5 years. I feel I played a game for like 8 years or nine.
Mm-hmm. And I want
Why?
to.
Because the time over there, the things that I saw, there's way more than I saw in real life
I have
with
to.
a normal road trip.
I have to preface this for the viewers because again, this is a vid. So for those people who are going to be in the comments like, oh, that doesn't count as dating, blah 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 blah. I'm going to say I'm not going to disagree or agree with that term of VR chat dating isn't the same. It is not real dating. It can be. I will say that VR chat, any game. I'm not going to specifically any chat based or like audio chat room. So like VR or any PC chat game. So like any what's it called? It's a specific hub based games where you can interact with other people via the internet. It's always going to be not simulated to real life. The relationships there are going to be vastly different. And so people are going to say, oh, it doesn't count. It's a different kind of relationship. It's an online one. Online relationships are very different. Real life relationships, yeah, very.
And difficult.
Yeah. And so I won't deny that VR relationships are like real. They are real. They just don't act normally. Things move so fast online, and it happens. But I will say, if it is true, it's a real relationship. If it's not, then it's just an RP and whatever, blah 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 blah. So for that, people who are like, oh, it's not real. By definition, if both parties are invested, it's technically real. by definition. Anyways, continue. So I had to put that over top of it because I know there are going to be people who are like.
No, no, I generally finished the conversation from the timing. About like, you want me to start a conversation about relationships on VR,
Well,
like
I
on
find
online?
relationships on VR are better than like Discord relationships because you can be quote unquote closer to the person like face to face if so quite literally.
I agree.
If that makes sense, because
No, I agree.
if you just have a PC, you're able to like see around them, blah blah blah. It's kind of like a game, but if you're on like a VR, it's like being able to absorb your surroundings more in a
Realistic way.
uh yes.
And so, with that actually really good point, I will say, so VR chat relationships can act like real relationships. It's I'm going to
No,
I,
hold.
hang on. I got
Hold
I
on,
want
give me a second.
I want to preface this first
You
because
want
it's
to point out
important.
something?
Um,
Okay.
that VR relationships are not what I'm. So I preface them similarly, not the same. Again, people conflate those words to an AI relationship. No, I'm not saying they are both. It's just in a sense there is a different level there. And an AI world, because it is an AI world in the sense that it is a programmed lobby, not hobby. It's a programmed lobby. But you, as Chio stated, yes, you are close because you are physically able to see each other in any light. I granted, I do know these two who are in that kind of sense, and I feel like VR chat opens a portal to being able to talk to your significant other in a way. Granted, I do say it's a little different. It's a bit different in the sense that you're not living in the same home. There are still struggles of the real world, but I do say if you were to, I don't know, like for example, you were to create a 3D replica of your house, perfectly done, like LiDAR scan your house into the game, and then the other person LiDAR scans their house into the game, you could
Stop
technically
giving me ideas, cause I will do it.
you could
Please.
hypothetically literally live together in a virtual version of your own home, spend time, and then get off. Or, here's another thought, when you return home, you have your VR headset always charging by the door. If you have an outdoor job, you head out, you leave your VR set charging, you get home, put it on, you're immediately in your home. If you have it to whatever home you are, and and stuff like that. Granted, it will be a little bit different cult because one house is different than the other house, but you get the point. If you're whoever you choose his house to be, and it can change. That's the nice thing. It's very versatile in VR. Anyways, to your point.
Okay. Talking about VR relationships, you can meet a lot of folks, okay? Like VR in a VR environment, there's, let's say it, okay? Let's talk about VR chat. VR chat, it's in a social game that it turns into, how can I say it? It's kind of like more a Roblox thing that is more open, that you can like create your own game, create your own character, create your own things, like you stated before. And yes, you can use it for gaming, you can use to talk to people, you can use to whatever you want to do. VR chat is an open game and it's for free. One thing that everyone loves about VR chat that you can be a creator inside of VR chat. You do your own rules, you do everything that you want. With obviously the TOS of the creators of the actual game that is VR chat. So, putting this topic in the middle, about the relationships in VR chat, they are kinda hard. Not kinda, they are pretty hard. These good relationships, okay, let's say like in a co-relationship, the only like type of taking away the non-safe for work context of the relationships, talking about the more like wholesome and like the most cute, let's say, context of it, you
The
could go by
relationship
on a
part of the
Discord, you can,
relationship.
or Discord, any type of SMS type of application you can use. You can send a good morning, you can send cute things, a little poem, maybe a little, little cute things telling your partner that you love them, they'll go same back and forwards, maybe in a phone call, video call, but it doesn't feel the same. Now, VR chat. VR chat in a relationship, I will feel like, okay, it sounds a little bit better than a phone call because you are in a 3D dimension and it's a little bit closer than an actual phone call. Because I'm gonna be honest, I will never start a relationship that is based only on a phone call at
That
all.
that's fair.
But instead, because I'm not gonna say it's not sad. A lot of people does that, and I know there's a lot of people that does that. But if it's based only in a call, it feels lonely, it feels too far, way too far. VR chat, let's say VR environment, it does make it a little bit closer. It's still not enough. It's still not enough. But it's
Absolutely not.
but that is just the little thing that a phone call is missing.
And I think,
Just
and
just that little thing.
yeah, and I think this is something that I personally do believe that a VR relationship could turn into a real life relationship. So, for example, there's the whole thing of having a joint bank account, right? That's a thing you do with marriage. You could
Hmm.
hypothetically literally marry someone in VR chat. I'm going to say this now that this happens in online dating where people will move at the speed of fucking light. They will flash this shit and speed run a relationship. Then it dies and they wonder why what the fuck it happens. If you're gonna have a real relationship with somebody, take your time. That's how relationships work. They grow. And so you could then hypothetically marry them in VR chat, then in the real world, non-virtual world, joint bank account from each other, and if you both have jobs, you could literally live a life in a virtual world as well as a real world. You just have a joint bank account, you're constantly interacting. That, by definition, is a marriage. You are both providing for each other. You can buy things on Amazon, send it to them, blah, 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 blah. You, by definition, are the provider. And by definition, the other person is the receiver. That is how that works. That is by textbook, relatively, definition of a relationship. And so I'd say that would fully work, and I support that. If you want, this is something I feel like, so I will put this out here because I want to make sure that anybody who's watching my channel knows a little bit about me. I am fine with any kind of relationship relatively. I'm fine with same-sex relationships, obviously normal relationships, and yes, I'm going to say them as normal. People are going to say, oh, that's LGBT, whatever, colored people, in the sense of how people call it, alphabet people thing, and that's a very mean term, but I'm not going to remember all the letters, and I'm not planning to. I'm going to call it alphabet people because that's what a lot of people call it. But they're going to be, oh, that's not very inclusive. I don't care. I don't. That's the thing about me. I was raised by a traditional family. My father is traditional, so I'm going to act traditional. That's kind of how being raised works. You are, and this is something that I also have to say really pisses me off, is people starting shit for no reason. It's this is fucking. I don't know if anybody remembers that old "Turning the Frogs Gay" music video, but they're starting fires and it's turning the fucking frogs gay. But people shitting fires and starting shit where the shit don't belong, and then they're like, oh, why is the world hating each other? Wow, I don't know. Oh, maybe because you're setting fires all over. You're setting fires in every possible location you can set a fire, and then you're wondering why there's fires everywhere. It's because you did it. And so nowadays,
chemicals in the water that turn the fucking
frogs
frogs
gay.
gay.
And so people are wondering why the human condition is skyrocketing down. Oh, I wonder why. Oh. And so it's sad. But back to the topic, because we have strayed a little bit far for the last 20 minutes. Back to the original guy best friend. I did touch on the topic at the beginning and we a little bit off strayed. But guy best friend. I got that scenario. I was not the guy best friend. Well, actually, I was. I both had that happen to me and was that guy. Because of the cheating thing. Anyways, so me and my previous girlfriend before the whole fiasco that I had happened. So I had moved from where I originally lived, which is where I live now. I'm not going to disclose, but I had moved when I was 14. Yeah, 14. Because I'm 18 now, and I lived there for 4 years, and I just recently moved back home. So, for those 4 years, originally, the most of the 4 years, I was not dating her. I was just schooling. Then I took a program to advance my technological skills in not data management, 3D modeling design. And I do that now as a hobby. I want to turn it into a business. I don't have a way to turn it into a business, and I don't know how, and I personally don't think I could run a business. I would love to join a business where me and somebody were to make a thing like that, but alas, I don't know how to do that. But that aside, so I started dating this girl. When I moved there, I was part of the, anyways, sometime during the course, I met this girl who, we and her were bus buddies. We were always on the bus at the same time. We started talking, became really close friends. She saw me as the brother, with quotations around it, the brother figure. And that quickly, and when I say quickly, weak. That went from, oh, you're my brother, to, I have feelings for you. That's how fast. As fast as that sentence was, that's how fast it happened. And so I had originally started to feel feelings for her because she was relatively attractive. My friend had said that, and I regret this now because it has forever dampened my view on this woman. And granted, she is a bit of a cunt, but still, it's wrong on me to see any woman as that. But anyways, so my girlfriend and I started dating, and it was great. It was a fast-moving relationship, and that's actually how I prefer my relationships to go. Nowadays, I've learned how healthy relationships exist, and granted, there can be fast-moving, healthy relationships, and they just basically mean that you're overly affectionate to each other to the point where you're both satisfied with the level of affection. It happens all the time. As long as both parties are happy, it can be fine. Anyway, so I was not any time burning out of the relationship. I guess she was. But here's the thing. You need to communicate when that happens. I was never given this communication. I was simply madly in love. Well, I was madly attracted to this woman, and, well, okay, no, woman refers to a mature lady. She was a girl. I was attracted to this girl, and I thought I was in love, blah, 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 blah. Shit happened, and then she kind of just suddenly fell off. Stopped really affectionate, stopped being all this and that, and I wasn't being overly affectionate. I wasn't smothering her. I was just loving her, and so on and so forth. And then she kind of just goes, okay, she never said this until it was too late. You need to tell when shit happens in your relationship. That's how communication works. And so, I was suddenly cast to the curb, shit on, and left there, and I'm like, what the fuck? And so I was kind of in this addictive stage where it happens with every relationship that's high maintenance and quickly moving. You get addicted to the love quickly. That's how it happens. That's what happens normally. Anyway, so I got addicted, and then so it's the equivalent of you're doing drugs, and suddenly the drugs stop existing. You go into withdrawal. I went into love withdrawal. So I started becoming extremely anxious, extremely, suspicious, stuff like that. And, I don't know if this is the case, because it never got to me asking, but, because it ended so fucking fast. So she started talking to this guy online. And normally this scenario, this conversation would be like, okay, whatever. But reading the topic, guy best friend, I think you can all know where this is going. And so I actually became friends with this guy. And my girlfriend was very friendly with him and very supportive. Not a bad thing. In principle, not a bad thing. But, I don't know if anybody knows the term where not a term, but it's a behavioral standard in a relationship where, a woman, specifically it's a woman in this specific scenario, is in a relationship with a man, and then this other man is in crisis, in the sense of relationship-wise. Can you all see where this is going? Kind of?
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
And so, what happened is, he was very depressed, very like, oh, I might kill myself, oh, very this, very that, and that's bad. I'm not gonna say, and shit on him and say, oh, deal with it! No, I'm not gonna say that. That's insensitive, and I felt bad for him. But, if you're in this crisis, you know who you turn to? Your guy best friend. As a guy. You don't turn to your guy friend's girlfriend. There's some level of fucked up shit there. Because now you're treading into some fucked up territory. Because, you know, you get how that works. Anyways, I got over these, and so now suddenly all her attention is on this guy who is threatening to kill himself. And though it's unfortunate, it's not my girlfriend's job to take care of this idiot. And he is an idiot. He put this all on himself. He did this to himself. He does it to himself. He doesn't choose to learn. He doesn't want to participate in class. It's his fault. At the end of the day, it's always his fault. It's rarely ever not your fault. There's a term. What was it? There's always when someone asks you, "Oh, what happened?" Nothing that wasn't nothing that I couldn't have avoided, was it? Nothing that wasn't my fault. That's the term. At least a term that I personally think of. It's nothing that wasn't my fault. At the end of the day, it's gonna always be your fault. You did this. Even in a scenario where it's very rarely, it's the same scenario of driving, where 99% of all accidents can be avoided. It's the 1% you can't, where it just can't be avoided. A semi-truck swerves, loses its traction, its one wheel bearing pops, even then, but like, for example, let's say the truck is immaculate, nothing is the problem, but a nail falls in the road. And that's someone else's problem, that's not theirs. They couldn't have stopped that. Pops their tire, their car suddenly or their truck suddenly missing a tire. It's not going to have that forward friction. So, it corkscrews to the side, you're on the side, and you get side slammed into a tree, you're hit by the tree, and kerblam, you are now a human pancake. You're dead. You couldn't have avoided that. There was nothing you could have done. But, where in the sense of, oh, his tire was deflated slightly, his engine was in good condition, this wasn't that in the end, you could have avoided it by taking better care of it. That's the 99%. You could have prevented it. In the same way of that. He could have prevented himself being depressed. And people are going to say, oh, you can't stop depression. No. But you can avoid making it worse. Which is true. You can't stop depression. Depression happens naturally. It's a thing that happens. But you can avoid making your life worse. It's true. And sometimes it's not. Sometimes you can't fix it. And that does happen as well. But, as I said, you can avoid making it worse to the best of your abilities. He was doing everything he could have possibly done to make his life worse. He was thinking about suicide, or suies. He was thinking about hating himself. He was doing everything wrong. And so, no wonder he was in a crisis. He put himself there. In the end, he did that to himself. And I think he was on meds that probably weren't good for him, and blah, 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 blah. So the withdrawal of the meds made it worse. So that's unfortunate for him. That's part of the 1%. But 99% of the rest of that was his fault in the end. So then, anyways, back to my girlfriend, who was now having to support this moron. Anyways, so I stopped having this sudden addiction, right? Suddenly I'm now in withdrawal. So that's a unfortunate thing. Anyways, so I turned to her. It was kind of my fault as well, but also, at the time, I couldn't have really changed anything. I could have just, like, bared with it, but it was getting to the point where, her girl best friend was severely concerned for me. So, and I'm not blaming her girlfriend best friend. I'm blaming my ex, kind of, but also me. I'm not blaming anybody specifically. I'm saying it's probably mostly unequal-ish, probably more on her, but anyways, I don't want to blame her entirely because I feel like that's wrong. Anyways, so I started getting my affection from her girl best friend, and, like, being friends, blah, blah, blah. And so then my GF then turns around and goes, "Are you cheating on me?" When she refuses to give me attention. You see the kind of, what's it called? Hypocritical thinking there? And I told her flat, well, you're not being, like, and I asked her, what happened? Like, why are you not being affectionate? Oh, I need a break, blah, 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 blah. I need some space. And then during the space, she's doing this. Yeah, sure. Guy best friend. Getting dick from somewhere else. But in this case, the dick is half a country away. He's in the U.S. in California, and we live in not California. It doesn't matter where we live. It wasn't California. So that happened. It was heartbreaking. She blamed me. It ended ugly. I lost all my friends except one, who I still talk to this day, and she's still one of my best friends. Anyways, that happened, and that's kind of my experience of guy best friend. Does anyone else have an experience of guy best friend? That's my story. You guys go ahead. If you have it.
Well, what about the people who have girl best
Go ahead.
friends?
Yes. Specifically, I should. I'm still going to leave the topic as guy best friend, but that also will fall into the category. So go ahead with that. That I would love to hear about as well, or part of the conversation.
I don't know what to put there, but I've heard about that kind of sort of thing happening to guys as well.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, pardon me.
Alright.
Um, come on, brain.
Brain, start braining.
No, my brain is not braining as well.
I'm lost.
All right. Well,
You get the idea.
yeah. If there's nothing else to add, we'll move on to the last topic of today, which I don't really have anything prepared for section 3, or I'm gonna put it as final. Is basically, let me think of how I would put this. Final. I'm just gonna put it as final. I'll just increase the size so it's a little bit more, because I don't have anything specific to talk about. Whoa, what happened to my font? Oh, it vanished. Oh, I put it as 10. Why did I put it as... Okay, there we go. The finale of this area. So, this is kind of a blanket topic where we can talk anything about relationship. Good, bad, the ugly, the pretty, what we are thankful, what we're not, blah, 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 blah. Also, topics that are slightly away from dating, but still kind of revolve around the idea. And, this is a really good part for final. So, I don't want to title this, because again, this is like the basically final miscellaneous stuff. Taking your man, wife, but I'm saying this in the sense of man, in the sense of traditional, the provider. I'll say man/provider, for granted, and using your man as a bank. I know I talked about this already, but I have a story to talk about this with. So, this is a specific story that I heard. Woman takes girls on a here I'll title the story. It's the anniversary. Girls trip gone wrong. And so I'm going to restart this because I'm going to read exactly what it says. Okay? Because I want to not miss out on anything. So hey, let me get to the extra part of the video that's important. Okay. I think I missed it. I did not read it entirely. Okay, here we go. Let me see if I can can you move your head out of the way, please? I want to to read this. Move. Okay. Oh, I skipped over it, that's why. Don't worry about it. Oh, here we go. Hey, babe. I just booked a beach house to celebrate your birthday. It wasn't anniversary, it was birthday, but same difference. OMG, babe. I love you so much. My friends can come, right? Your friends? Yeah, I'm only bringing Victoria and Blessing. Yeah, I guess. Although, I thought it would be the two of us, but it's okay. The house can contain 6 people. Alrighty, babe, blah, 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 blah. Hey, babe, I'm packed and ready. Should I come pick you up? Or we meet at the apartment? Oh, I thought I already told you. Oops. Like, oopsie face, a thing. Told me what? OMG, this is kind of awkward, but babe, promise don't be angry. Angry for what? Promise for blood. Bitch does the same. Promise not to be mad. I'm gonna be mad if you keep saying promise. They're always fucking morons that way. Yeah, I love you too. What happened was, since the house can have just 6 people, I already told my friends I'll celebrate it with them, and we're 6 in numbers. I meant to tell you I'm sorry. So 5 can come along, don't worry. We left already. Huh? We're already on the plane to the beach house. I'm sorry. What are you saying? On a trip I fully paid for. This is getting the goody part. I know, babe. I'm sorry. You promised for me. I organized everything for the both of us. Me and you! I paid for everything. I allowed your friends because I wanted... because it's what you wanted. And now this is what I get. Please tell me you're joking. No, it's not, babe. I'm sorry. Babe, are you there? Babe, have fun. Have fun. This is the part. Period after it. I know it's just grammar, but when someone says have fun, period, for me it doesn't mean anything. But for most people, they don't put periods or question. What's it called? Punctuation in a sentence. So have fun, period. Anyone who's ever heard that sentence before knows there's shit about to go down. Thanks, I know that's why I love you. Blah 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 blah. He don't love her no more, bitch. You're about it. Rude surprise. Let me just skip to the next part of the story. Okay, hey babe, we are at reception. They can't find your name there. What did you use? Babe, missed call. Why aren't you picking up? Where are you? Pick up. Missed call. Babe, please. Yes. She checked the system. Can't find it. Try your name. Okay, still nothing. Oh, I forgot to tell you. I canceled the reservation. What? I'm sorry, babe. I hope you understand. Do you see? This is a term called eat your own shit. What? Why would you do that? Please don't embarrass me like that. I'm really exhausted. I need to rest. You always said you wanted to make stupid decisions. You can start by sleeping on the floor. I think that might not be direct enough. I think he just said, you're done. We're done. Fuck off. Anyways, I'll continue. Please, babe. Hold on. Let me scroll down a little bit. Please, babe. This will be so embarrassing. We are all tired and hungry. Go hunting! By the way, I also canceled your flight ticket. You can walk your way back. What? I'm sorry, babe. Please, just let me come back home, please. Babe, missed call. Pick up, please. I don't think there's an end there. I don't think that's the end. Yeah, that's the end. But I think we all know what happens. That was the end. I think we all know what happened there. Yes? She just got dumped for being a money-hungry slut. So, yeah. That happened. And they now paid for it. She paid for it in the biggest. Her birthday, she fucked over. That isn't even his fault. That's her fault. She made her birthday shit. And that's the one story that I have for this. Anything you guys have that you know of or heard of that you want to share, go ahead. Or if you want to talk about that story.
I don't have anything in particular to say about it. It's 1 a.m. I'm kind of tired.
That's fair.
It's 9 a.m.
And so,
but it's not about being sleepy. I just don't think that I don't have any comment about it either.
So, if that's all, I'll leave that as the end story. I'll leave that as what the closing off of this. And so, I guess the best I can do is summarize what we've gone through. I'll summarize like the topics. First one, the intro, which I believe, if I'm not wrong, was talking about... Shit, my memory's terrible. What was the first conversation about? I completely forget. Damn it.
Relationships and how they should and shouldn't.
Yes, right. How to treat a woman / partner. That's the first one. Second one, cheating. Or no. First one, because it was 0. Number 1 was... Shit. I'd have to go back and watch this. I don't want to do that. First one was... Shit, what was it called? I know second one was cheating, and then third one was the final. Second one, or first one was... Shit, why can I not remember now? Suddenly my memory stopped working. I believe it was... I don't remember. Anyways, it will be in the video. Anyways, to summarize all of that, that's what relationship stuff is. And what to do, what not to do, what to avoid, and what to look for. You want to look for a woman / a partner who can provide, who will love you, who will be faithful. That's important. You want a person who won't be short-tempered, who will get mad if you're an idiot, as expected, but won't throw you out the door with no money, no clothes, and a thong on. And that's it. You want a man, woman, partner that's going to love you enough, that's going to care, make sure you know. And so that's one. You don't cheat. Don't do what I did. Don't do what probably two of us here did. It's not good. If you're going to do it, don't be a selfish bitch. Two, don't be a slut. No one likes a slut, except the people who do, and they're fucked up in the head. Three, I guess, don't exploit your partners. I think that's a pretty, without saying, but I think that's a pretty good point, right? Don't exploit your partners. And don't lead someone on. That's another thing. If you're going to be like, oh, I don't have any feelings for this person, then just say, hey, sorry, I don't feel anything for you anymore. Bye. Or, like, mutually be kind about it. Like, you don't have to break up that way. Don't break up like an asshole.
Don't say it like that. People are going to get mad.
But, like, you be
They
kind about it.
break a heart of a person. It's more like explaining the situation and why you're doing so. Taking the responsibility of the starting the relationship than losing the feeling, totally the feeling, because the love feeling, to lose love feeling, it's hard. People, like I said before, they lose the passion and they think it's love, and it's not. Passion is not love. People please understand it. It's important. Do not confuse passion with love. They are two different separate things. If you don't feel any more attracted to the person, doesn't mean that you don't love them. It means that if you start a relationship because you feel passionate or attracted to the person, it doesn't mean that you love them. You gotta spend a lot of time with that person to understand that you love them or not. Because when the passion starts to get down and you stop having passion for the person, you're gonna stop loving them. And it's horrifying because you can hurt them in different ways, by staying in a relationship that you don't want to be and treating them bad, or just breaking up. It's already
There's
a really big thing too.
Silverheart, there's a term for that. That exact thing. There's a word for that, or a phrase for that. It's called falling in love. People conflate the term falling in love and becoming in love. Falling in love is by chance. Passion, feeling of deep love for them. And so, in olden days...
Some people don't do that.
No, people fall in love.
Some people don't grow that love.
No, some people are just sinister bastards who don't deserve to exist. I'm kidding. Mostly. But falling in love and becoming in love are very different. Becoming in love, you know someone, and you grow feelings for them. Falling in love, you met the person last week. You fell in love with them. It happens in every Disney movie. Then you wonder why every Disney movie ends in heartbreak. I wonder why they fell in... Also, big rant before we end the episode off. Disney sucks because they have conflated the term falling in love with becoming in love. They think the term falling in love means becoming in love. They don't. People, Disney's a liar. Obviously, it's a series, but you get the point. Disney lied. Falling in love is falling in love. The term in itself means you fell, tripped, or, misfooted and fell down into love by accidente. That's literally what falling means. I don't know why I said means there twice. Brain skipped a beat. But, they fell, accidental, by haps, perhaps, maybe why, so many reasons I could put in for adjectives, fell in love. And on the other hand, became in love. Big difference. Anyways, that is my little rant. Don't believe Disney stories. Falling in love is not all cheery. You fall in love and then you find out the bitch you fell in love with is a fucking whore who wants nothing but dick and money. Don't fall in love. Become in love. If you fell in love with someone, you suddenly feel sharp love for them, yeah, just stay away from them. I don't care how much it hurts. You're not in love with them. Trust me, you're not. It doesn't happen. And this is another reason why don't fall in love. Because once the love is gone, you now have to fight to stay in love. That's torment. If you're in love, so parents, people who are usually parents of a kid, are in love before they have the child. Usually. I say this because it doesn't always happen. But what happens is the family, mother and father, become in love, know each other for a while. Again, this is a usual thing. Not anymore. These days, doesn't happen. Because of fucking stupid people online and stupid people in the world. They're all fucking morons. Anyways, they become in love. They love each other so much. Then they have a kid. It either on purpose or the condom broke. Or they forgot to wear a condom. It's usually by accident. Though, once the accident happens, it becomes on purpose. It happens actually relatively often. But, it's always usually on the honeymoon, too. Because that's when they usually do it. Or they do it after the marriage and they immediately get pregnant. That's that. Either or. Anyways, that's that for it. I'll close out the episode now. Alright, guys. This has been a really long video for people who are watching this. It's been like an almost a 2-hour long video. I'll probably clip a lot of this out. I'll be working on editing this. I'll clip that part out. Thank you guys for watching another video of Erroxxy-YT, my glitches and errors. Thank you so much. Leave a like down below. Comment what you thought about the video. Should I make more of these? Should I not make more of these? What did you think of my two friends, Chio and Silverheart? Do you want to see more of them? If so, comment down below, Silverheart or Chio, to see who you want more next. And I will include them in my next video. If not, it's fine. Also, go check out Chio Draws on, I'm assuming look up Chio Draws and find Chio Draws. They make amazing artwork. And yeah, that's the end of the video, guys. I can't thank you enough for watching. This has been Erroxxy-YT. I'll see you in the next video. Bye-bye!